What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Pandy here, and today we are going to be playing some Watcher of Realms. Guys, crazy news has just dropped in the game. We just had Reeve come back to the game, and I think they liked the money they made because we're getting Falcha back. Let's dive right in. And welcome back, guys. Like I said, we have Falcha coming back into the game with her Dark Shadow Crawling Dark event coming back on 4/26. That is in 3 days. We're getting her back 4/26 to 4/30. A guaranteed summon coming to the game. 250 summons in order to pick up Falcha, which is incredibly exciting for those of you that missed out on Falcha the first time, or even those of you who maybe got your Falcha but you want to get another one. We'll quickly go and look at Falcha and show you what she has to offer, because her A1 is actually pretty good, because it does give you this really nice chunky shield, which is pretty good for a lot of situations. I really like it. I think her kit's really fun. She definitely is not one of the best fighters in the game, and it does seem like maybe it's not worth it to summon on these guaranteed banners anymore right away, because of the fact that it seems like they're going to start rerunning them. And Falcha is one of those champions where she's really nice, but you kind of need her to be paired with other people, right? You really want to have an Elder, for example, with that really good Lord skill, and various other things. But she is a very interesting champion. She does some mixed damage, which can be good in certain scenarios, and she is a really good fighter overall. Definitely not an S-tier fighter, but not a bad fighter either. But I think it's really cool that we're getting her back into the game, because it makes it really awesome for those of the people who either started the game after Falcha, or maybe they started when Falcha came out, but they weren't prepared to go in for 250 summons, and they didn't get lucky on the few summons that they did do. That was me. I didn't have 250 summons, and I did not get lucky to pull Falcha during that event, and I actually really wanted her. Part of me is a little happy I didn't go really hard, because I did want her, but she ends up being not really that good overall. But it's exciting to see that she's coming back. Not only that, guys, we are also getting a 15x for Soul Cadence and Uridin, two of the best ancient exclusive champions in the game, which is insane to me that we are getting this. We're gonna quickly dive into them. Here is Infernal Blast. This is Soul Cadence. He is a monster of a damage dealer, a phenomenal lord for the Infernal faction, and really carries the damage in Guild Boss. I will show you what I am talking about when I say this. I don't know if my team has hit yet. Nope, they have not hit yet. But if we go and we find a Soul Cadence, we'll look right here on this number 2 guy. Look at the damage that Soul Cadence is doing. 127 million damage. Now, if we go in and we compare that to the damage of, Pyros, right? Pyros does 8 to 10 million. He does not do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, if you go and you look at, people like Soul Cadence, there's 186 million damage, which is a ridiculous amount of damage. He is a phenomenal champion, and he is a little, a little rude. He does steal some damage for himself. He's not as beneficial for your other infernal champions as, for example, Pyros or Twin Fiend is, but he is still incredibly strong, especially when you compare them to the other two lords for the faction in Pyros and Twin Fiend. He does, of course, need that A1 still, just like Twin Fiend does, in order to get the vulnerability. But realistically, if you've been playing the game for a decent amount of time, there's a good chance you have gotten a Legendary Soul Stone, and you'll be able to save that if you haven't already done so, and put it in Soul Cadence if you pull him right away. Then not only that, but on A2, he does get the additional 5% damage to elites and bosses, which is really nice. His A3 also gives him up to 35% damage for every burning, 5% per every burning on the target, which is really good when you pair him with champions such as Anai or Hex or Zillatu who apply burning because they're going to make it so that your Soul Cadence does even more damage. His A4 gives crit rate, but his A5 is when the talent's damage increase effect maxes out, each basic attack launched extends the duration of all burning on the targets for 1 second, which basically means if you can get him to a really good attack speed of under 1 second, you're going to have a very high, if not almost permanent uptime on the 35% damage increase from his A3. Really, really powerful. Definitely really like that. I think he is a phenomenal champion. We can go look at the reviews and you'll see he is 5.0 and 4.9 in a ton of places. He's even got a 4.6 in AMR. You know, he's very good in a lot of different places. A phenomenal champion for the game. But it gets even better because Uridin is also in this 15X, who is probably one of the best DPS sort of fighter champions in the game. He is phenomenal. I mean, really, really phenomenal. He does a ton of damage, lots of AoE damage, more big AoE damage with stun. He's very good in a lot of different places. He gives himself rage regen, which is really, really good. You know, and he also has unyielding, so he won't die from taking damage, which is really, really cool. He's just a very good champion overall. This is a ridiculous banner. The fact that they've put this in and we're getting both of them in the same banner is just nuts to me. So if you're really close to pity or you have a ton of ancient summons, this is a great weekend to go in on this banner and with your ancients, because not only do we have a 15x rate, which means that you're almost guaranteed to pull one of these two champions provided you hit a legendary, but these are really good champions to get. So really phenomenal, really excited. This comes out 4/27. Super hype about that. Then we have the Crawling Dark event raid. So this is all new artifacts, exclusive chat bubble, and other rewards starting on 4/26, going all the way to 5/2. In the challenge mode, the boss is capable of dealing powerful AoE damage to all enemies in battle and possesses high magic res and defense. During the event, Falcha and Voroth will receive a 20% boost in all attributes for event stages, making it easier to progress and overcome the challenges. Basically what this means, guys, is it's the same thing we had before. It's literally just the same Crawling Dark event, but they're making it a little bit harder, a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. You're going to want to use Falcha and Voroth to get those extra damages. And then we have a 7-day login. This is really cool. We're getting 250 gems, 500 energy, 50,000 gold, 2 blue summons, and this little Falcha emote on day 7. And then when it comes to big rewards, we're getting a Scarlet Hunt and an Amulet of Arteries. We're getting an exclusive emote from the 7-day sign-in, like we said before. There's going to be a chat and a new avatar for the Gold Dragon Pass, exclusive avatar redeem shop, and then various different summoning items and shards, etc. If we come down here, you'll see, I mean, this is basically the same stuff, right? I'm not going to read into all of it. But yeah, we're getting some really cool stuff coming into the game, which is exciting. Here we go. You can see Soul Cadence and Uridin again. But yeah, I mean, this is really cool. I'm very interested to see, you know, how this goes. Are we going to get more champions coming back to the game like Falcha? Does that mean we're going to get a Gwendolyn rerun, right? There's potential that we get a Gwendolyn rerun, which I got my Gwendolyn, you know, but maybe her A1 is worth it for some people, or an A3 is worth it for some people, right? A3 on Gwendolyn is really good. You know, so there's definitely some potential where we could potentially see, you know, some really cool, you know, I think those were the only 3. Let me double check. I don't think any, oh, well, Lust, right? Yeah, Lust was a 250, but I have her. So Lust is definitely someone we could see come back as well. Probably not for a little while, but getting her to A1 would be crazy for that defense reduction, right? So there's a lot of really cool potential stuff that's coming to the game. I'm really excited about it. This weekend is going to be insane. Unfortunately, I used all of my ancient summons pretty recently, where I was able to pull my Aracha, which is unfortunate because now I won't have the chance to get Soul Cadence, but Aracha definitely was worth it. I'm not mad about it. I wish I would have known this was coming, because then I could have gotten her or I could have saved and potentially gotten Soul Cadence instead. But I was also really, really, really not far into pity. I mean, I was like basically fresh pity. You know, I was only like, I think 40 or 50 into pity. So ultimately, it probably wouldn't have changed too much. And I just happened to get really lucky and pull a Racha in the early parts of pity. But we'll have to see what happens. Maybe I'll pick up some more, you know, ancient summons coming in with the Crawling Dark event that come in. We're going to get ancient summons, so potentially I'll get really lucky and pull Soul Cadence or Uridin on, like, you know, a couple pulls. So we'll have to see what happens, but I hope you guys are excited about this, because I know I definitely am. I think this banner is going to be really good, both the Falcha one as well as the Soul Cadence and Uridin one. Let's see what happens. But that's going to be it for me today, guys. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you liked the video. Leave a comment down below with, are you excited? And which summons are you going to be using during this weekend? Ancients, blues, etc. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to sub. Peace out.